Okay boys, welcome back. Today we're going to be reacting to the second video I've ever made, which was the ultimate job tier list before the recession hits. It is yet to hit, but I can only imagine when it does. Anyway, let's get into it. This is my tier, and just to be clear, I'm going to be giving like BTS on how I made this and stuff like that. You know, if you're a up and coming YouTuber or if you're an editor or anything like that, you would definitely find this interesting. Tier list of every job ever. Okay, now that they got scared away, I feel like this list is gonna hit a bit close to home for the rest of you. This list will be based off of two things. First, the pay, and second, my personal experience with all of them. You know, they used to call me Johnny Virtue back in the day. It's not. Oh yeah, so for some reason in this video, I kinda like it, but for some reason I just decided to have like a whole Johnny Sins thing going on the entire time. I feel like that would put some people off the video, but it's pretty entertaining, especially, you know, for jobs and stuff. It makes sense. And also, I was using the default font back then, which still haunts me. Not milk in my bowl. This list will... You don't want to know what's in my bowl, bro. Be divided into categories for each... Oh yeah, list, like the pianist. Easy organization, which you can see here. With all that being said... Okay, so... On all of my videos, except for this one, the chapter thing just doesn't work, but on this one it does, so I'm gonna like look into it after this. I'll probably be able to fix it. Enjoy. First up, customer service. I'm gonna have to subdivide this list from S to F tier, and then from S of F tier to F of F tier. Pretty much anything in F tier means you can't or barely can live off the paycheck. Just like being a YouTuber.
You have $10, truly.
But, oh my god, do you guys remember her, like... She was begging for subs, like, if you have hours to watch my streams, you can spare $5. Excuse me. You can spare $5 to subscribe to my Twitch account. Oh my god. This is like... This is the exact opposite version of her I saw once, where this guy got like a donation and said, oh man, you didn't have to do that, it's alright. And he's like a really sweet New Zealand man, and like the contrast between people is crazy. They're shaking a cup outside McDonald's and working in McDonald's. If you know the meme, or rather if you don't know the meme, it's this guy saying, I wish I could fuck that guy's ass. Of course, the first one is far better. The original I'll be putting all fast food places in B of F tier, except for Subway, which will go in A of F tier, for no particular reason.
Subway?
I have never... Hell yeah, boys, we gotta get to those numbers. 97 million views or whatever it was. Come on, only a matter of time. I've heard a single good fast food experience. Not even from the customers. I have heard horror stories of people shitting on the floor in the bathroom. Or worse, not in the bathroom. There are people who leave so-called upper deckers, and some poor overworked student has to clean that up. The only thing saving this from double F tier is that you can usually get free food, and it's not the hardest work in the world. The music is kind of like perfect for this section. I just found it randomly with some like Nintendo music. Obviously, it all is just Nintendo music at the end of the day, but it really went perfectly for that section. Like the timing and everything, I loved it. Unless it's rush hour. Retail is fairly similar to fast food, except with even more customer interaction and way more capitalism. At least in fast food, you get a break, but in retail, you'll always have more shelves to fill and people to help. And even though this isn't customer service, stocking on Amazon warehouse is similar and just as terrible. You can see here as well, like, I was talking about this in the previous video where I was reacting to the first video I ever made. Go check it out here in the top right. I didn't used to get, like, good PNGs. I still don't really know where to get good PNGs, but at least now it's better. Now it's not like, you know, this is in 1480p. This is as high as this video quality will go on YouTube. The image itself is just like downloaded from some 1440p stock website. Just as terrible. C of F tier. Uber is a great reason that we should start building more walkable cities. Oh my god, walkable cities are like the greatest thing in the world. I live in a metropolis city where I'm sure somewhere in the background you've heard a car already, as I'm saying it. Or maybe not, because, you know, audio editing can fix stuff like that, but it is terrible. I've stayed in a like walkable town once before. It was so nice. I mean, obviously, you know, it was a town, so it lacked some things, but if it was a city, it literally would be this. Walkable cities are the greatest fucking thing ever. If there's like a president watching this, I'm just saying, get on the idea. Like, Europe has done it for thousands of years. For the past couple hundred, they've been good. With public transport. Uber is super expensive. Being an Uber driver pays you barely any of the money you do make, because Uber gets a cut. Then the government gets a cut, unless you commit tax fraud. That was supposed to be like a screenshot of the script. It is, but I just didn't do a good enough job at like communicating that. Fraud. And on top of all of that, you have to pay for your own gas and car maintenance. D of F tier. Online customer service. If you have a strong Indian accent, may God help you. If you have a bad connection, may God help you. I don't know why I decided to do a MLK bit. If you're it's February no less. I mean, this was uploaded back in December. I took about a month to make this one because there's like a bunch of personal stuff going on, which maybe I'll get into one day. It was very entertaining. It's, in hindsight, very entertaining. So yeah, it took me about a month to make this, and I wouldn't say it's my best video. Like, my best video is obviously the newest one I made, which was the gaming stereotypes one. And then before that, it was the YouTube versus food one. Then I'd probably say it's like the first one I made, because that had like some magic in it. I don't know what it was. And then the other ones would be in just descending order. A cold caller. May God help you to get a better job. And most of all, if you like, you can tell right now, I'm still trying to find my footing. I mean, even as I'm recording this, I am still trying to find my footing, but I'm getting a much better idea of what exactly to do. You're dealing with an elderly person. May God help you. What if you're dealing with a prank caller? Especially if you're dealing with a prank caller. F of FTO. Next up, arts. I'm just glad I didn't put MLK in F of FTR. It can mean a lot. Okay, so here's something. So you see this bit here? You see how it's like very poorly cut off? That's because I didn't know how to do like polygons in Fusion in DaVinci, which, if you understand what that means, you'll realize like, oh, this guy's a dumbass, because I didn't even know they existed. I was scared of Fusion. I still kind of am. But now I understand its power and potential. And in the newest video, I used polygons so much. I'm gonna get into it when I get to that in about a week. I'm reacting to every video I've made so far, one every day, and I think we're about 4 or 5 days out from that video, and it is something special. I really put a lot of effort into that. So like, subscribe, stick around. It can mean a lot of things. But let's. Steve I, by the way, I saw him live. Greatest fucking performance ever. If you don't know who Steve I is, just listen to him, he's amazing. Start with the most common definition. Artist, not artist, but artists, have created some of the most memorable things in human history. The Mona Lisa, the Cologne Church, and Skibbity. I should have said the Cologne Cathedral. I don't know what, like, in the script is written the Cologne Cathedral, but while recording it, I just forgot to say it properly. Toilet. Hey, I didn't say they were all good things, and maybe that last one was created by an artist. I'm gonna have to give artists a C tier. It's sometimes enough for you to survive, and very Brokeback artists. Respectable. But if you create good art, you barely get paid anything. And what makes it even worse is modern artists. Oh my god. Yeah, so as you can see in like all the other ones, like, I can very clearly put the heads on something. For modern artists, I had no idea what to do, where to put the heads. Like, behind this, you can kind of make out some kind of head thing, so I just figured, put it there, it'll work. Oh my god, how I loathe this. Modern art was created by the CIA during the Cold War to make Soviets confused why utter you know what, this is actually a good bit. I should do this more often. That's funny. Garbage was so popular. And unfortunately, long after the Cold War, it's still popular. Modern artists can tape a banana to the wall, and people will pay money to come see it. They can easily make shitloads of money if they have the right connections. The only reason it's still around is because of tax evasion. So if your hipster friend ever says, "Hey man, you just don't understand the significance of this art, man," at least you'll know better. B tier. Because once I actually made a modern art drawing as a joke and sold it for a little too much money. I was 10, by the way. But there's something even worse. Okay, so I just want to pause again. I know I'm pausing a lot, but if you want to see the original video, links down in the description. The music in the background here is like Splashy Shores or something from Splatoon, and it's very interesting. So if you're a musician, you'll like this segment. Every time it goes through that loop again. Every time the time signature increases by 1 and they add one more th at the end. So so on and so forth. Worse than a modern artist. And it's actually a pretty good piece of music. An AI artist. AI artists need to kill themselves. F tier. Unfortunately, some of them can make some money, probably enough to live, although I really hope they don't. Architects. I stand by this. Architects have an incredibly important job. They design the houses we live in, the buildings we visit, and many of the sights we see. And I have... I forgot to put that in there. I haven't seen a fall off this bad since Jenna Ortega's Bro, oh my god. Jenna Ortega was like the baddiest baddie back when, you know, when Wednesday was like popular and stuff. And then why the fuck did she get plastic surgery? She was already like one of the most attractive people in Hollywood, at least. And then, well, and then she turned into plastic surgery. Yeah, she turned into Marilyn Manson. I was gonna say Marilyn Monroe, but no, that's the wrong one. And not to hate on Marilyn Manson or anything. He's just, well, he's a guy and she's not. They used to make these grand, beautiful buildings that stand to this day, but now people are like, no, I want my modalism. I'm gonna make modalism. While I watched Blade Runner 2049 yesterday, and it's literally just brutalism. Like, okay, there are good parts of brutalism. There are good things you can do. I think it's called like brick brutalism. That's pretty good looking. But in general, man, just go to like do some solar punk shit. It looks amazing, and it is like way better to live in. Let's not even talk about anti-homeless architecture and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I hate it. They're at it, they might as well go kick puppies since they're clearly a Disney supervillain. With all that being said, it's still a high-paying job, and some people can create bangers. A tier for asshole. Musician. Mom. I forgot I put his face on Sia. Dad, I've decided what I want to be in life. I want to be a musician. Being a musician. That I should use that video more, because when I was making this, every single time I had to, you know, go back, add something, edit it, and I had to watch that segment, I would always laugh at his laugh because it's just hilarious. Let's watch that again. Being a musician is not a good job. Pretty much anything fun or interesting is not a good job. There's the 0.1% who succeed, and there are millions of people who end up living out of their van for the next 20 years. This is getting F of F tier. Not only do you barely get paid anything, what you do get paid can get taken from your label. You'll have to pay for your own equipment, which is super expensive, and good luck if you're trying to get into music school. And I'm saying all of this as a musician myself. I can play Dance with Eternity on drums, like the people know this. I could go on, because Dance with Eternity, oh, I saw Dream Theater live recently, a couple months ago. My god. Oh my god. They like made us sing Spirit live, and if you know, you know, and it is amazing. Send a message down in the comments. I would love to talk to some Dream Theater fans. Technically anything can fall into the category of art, even food itself. So let's move on to something a little bit more vital. Essential jobs. So far, see, this is the one time I could actually use an unedited video image of Johnny Sins. If I used a video of him, this would be on the wrong platform. So, oh, that's a great idea. I should be uploading this to certain other websites, because I know a lot of people do that. So nothing's stopping me from doing that. I should do that. That's a great idea. If you're watching from there, let me know. Say hi. I'm so down to talk. Maybe not on that platform. Come to YouTube and then we'll say hi. So far, the world would survive if everything on this list disappeared. But this category has slightly more important jobs, such as a chef. I have heard more horror stories from inside a kitchen than from doctors. You know, the people trying to save you from dying. I am a surgeon! Apparently, cocaine and other drugs are very common amongst chefs because the stress gets that high. I've heard so many fucking stories about, like, drug addict chefs and something else they do, which you will see in a second. And I've heard that not only do they cut vegetables, they also cut themselves. Yeah, no thanks. I don't need my spaghetti that badly. Y'all need to chill out. I'll give this a B tier. It generally pays okay, and if you can handle the stress, you can make a good name for yourself. Next up, we have the legendary trio. When you were younger, you 100% wanted to be one of these jobs, and you should tell me about it down in the comments. Firefighter. These guys are absolute badasses. I have yet to ride in a fire truck, and I've always wanted to. This was my choice when I was a wee What was that? Tell me about it down in the comments. Firefighter. These guys are absolute badasses. I have yet to ride in a fire truck, and I've always wanted to. Any big strong firemen in the general cereal area hit me up. Originally, I think I was gonna put like some even gayer thing here, but I think this is good enough. This was my choice when I was a wee babby cereal. And fun fact, most firefighters are volunteers who go risk their lives in burning buildings pretty much all for free. Due to the rules, I'm gonna have to give this an F of F tier. Police. Yeah, cause like, you know, it's technically not a well-paying job, and I'll be honest, I didn't do any research, like barely any research in this video, so if I'm wrong about something, let me know down in the comments, man. Well, if you're an Instagram user, I'm sure you'd love this job. But anyway, this will still get a D tier, because getting shot at and having to enforce the law, all for as little as $23 an hour, is one of the worst trade deals in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. Astronaut. To be, you know, I'm decent at doing voices. I'd say my Donald Trump voice has gotten better. Like, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm still recovering from being sick, and I'll just make a fool of myself if I fail. But anyway, I should do more voices because I can do quite a lot of stuff. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Be an astronaut is to push the boundaries of being a human being. Countless hours of training, both physical and mental, risking your life, all in the name of science to further the human race. And somehow, Katy Perry did this too. I want to give this an F tier just because of her, but regardless, it is a very good job. A tier for astronaut. A lot of my B-roll in these videos were just like my cereal bowl going up and down, which is interesting. Maybe instead, like I've pretty much stopped doing that, but maybe instead I can have like some I don't know, basic stock footage in the background, like relating to the topic, and have that like blurred out, and then just have my cereal bowl on top of it. By the way, Gaussian blur, it is like the greatest fucking thing ever. We'll get into it again later on, but I've started using Gaussian blur so much, it is like crack. I love it. Teachers. You can put it on everything. It's like butter. You can put it on bread. You can put it on people. You know, it really can go on everything. I love Gaussian blur. Damn. Teachers are arguably the most important job on planet Earth right now, and they get paid diddly doodly dog shit. It's a pretty difficult job. Imagine being a teacher for little kids, the most important job on planet Earth right now, and they get paid diddly doodly dog shit. I don't know if I did that on purpose to make that diddly doodly dog shit line up with the music, but either way, it's a cool touch. It's a pretty difficult job. Imagine it's a happy little accident. Being a teacher for little kids, you're going to be a key part of their lives, shaping their future, but you have to deal with the shit that little kids. What I should have done in that section right there is I should have like had me speaking, just going blabbering on about God knows what, and then have the Charlie Brown teacher just slowly get louder and louder and louder. That's kind of what I did, but I should have had it so it went on even longer, and it just like completely blotted me out. That's a great voice crack. Blotted me out. Kids and even older kids bring, both figurative and literal. And you do all of that for 12 shillings. I don't know why I put like a bunch of Reddit post things here, but anyway. At the end of the year. Unfortunately, F of F tier. Next up are useless jobs. These are miscellaneous jobs that I couldn't fit anywhere else in the list, and most of them only exist due to capitalism. Lawyers. S tier. CEOs. S tier. Bankers. S tier. Porn stars. S tier. Yeah, despite all of these being kind of horrible, they usually pay well. A bit too well. Politician. Oh my god, it's hard to imagine a better job. You get to sit around and do nothing all day long while you get buckets of money. At least that's what my politicians do. You can tell in this video, I actually started using sound effects, but in the previous one, I don't think it was there at all, and it makes such a huge difference.
I need 40.
I did all that by hand, by the way. Like, I didn't do any tracking or anything. I'd say it turned out pretty good, but maybe not the most efficient way to do it. And they even get to visit private islands, all for free. Easy. Oh my god, this is like a little before the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing kind of blew up even more. Like, I mean, back then obviously it was popular, but it wasn't like, there wasn't as much drama around it quite to the point where it is now. Like, it's still bad, obviously, but in like the past, yeah, in about the past 2 months, it's just gotten like exponentially crazier. And look, I'm just saying, if you live in the US, maybe owning a gun just for personal self-defense in case like the apocalypse breaks out isn't the worst idea in the world. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I also didn't add like the Johnny Sins face to this guy, because to be fair, he kind of looks like it. STO for insider trading.
Margaret Thatcher's dead.
Something I struggle with in these videos with the music is like, you know, you can hear right here.
Margaret Thatcher's dead.
Like, it's the end of the US anthem, but it didn't do the da 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 da. And it just ended a bit abruptly. I don't know how exactly to fix that. Maybe I can like speed it up and try to match where I need it. Yeah, I guess that could work. I'll try that in the next video when that problem arises.
Dead.
YouTube.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
Okay, technically, okay, that I did actually try to look for a better, higher quality version of Logan Paul saying this, and it just doesn't exist.
Hanging right there.
Okay, technically not my job yet, but if you like and subscribe, then you can help this little cereal bowl out. Aside from that, not hit me up, like and subscribe, you know, help me out. YouTube has to be one of the best jobs there is, and it's not super unethical like everything else in STO.
Like, I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then, because we didn't even, the term...
I didn't give context to this in the video, and there might be some people thinking like, Linus, what the fuck? But no, he didn't mean the N-word, he meant like retarded, you know, it's a big difference. He wasn't just a white boy casually dropping the hard R.
Hard R.
Lastly, celebrities. Yeah, I'm counting this as its own job, cause seriously, who the fuck is Simon Cowell?
Simon fucking Cowell!
I wish I started this joke earlier in the video and kept it going, because I mean, it's pretty entertaining.
Ooh.
A lot of actors and musicians, there's gonna be like a third one later on, end up having one big role or song and are known by everyone, and then never do anything else. But they decide to share their political opinions and get invited to major events anyway. An easy S tier, because genuinely, what? I really picked the best possible image to put there. Because genuinely, what do they do and how do they get paid so much? I swear, half of them know every name on that list by heart, and even if they do some... Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. No, yeah, I suppose the Epstein stuff was pretty popular back then. Like, it's only gotten more popular. Good, it should, but... Yeah, I guess it was pretty fucking popular as well. Something bad, publicly.
It's the same reason as to why America... Kaya, please just fucking go.
Oh my god, remember the Hassan thing? This guy's actually like crazy. He abused his dog on stream, like one of the biggest no-nos of the entire internet, and he still retained a career. That's honestly impressive.
Oh.
They still have fans who'll ignore that. And cockchair Idubs in the corner. It's absolutely insane. Well, this is the end of the video. And it's funny, all of the respectable jobs are at the bottom of this list. But anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed this video, and you should stick around and click this next video here. Once again, we're gonna be checking out that goated video soon, because that is one of the greatest thumbnails I've ever seen, and the greatest thumbnail I've ever made. So you should like and subscribe, stick around, like I've said before many times already in this video. Yeah, we're gonna be doing daily reaction content, and I hope you enjoyed. I mean, I know you enjoyed. If you made it all the way here, you definitely enjoyed it, and you definitely got something out of this. So, help me out too. And I'll see you in the next one.